Another day in Colorado, another day with technology issues on Larks Network, but we're good to go. Bottom of the third, Larks up 4-0. Thank you for tuning in and staying with us on Larks Network. It's Hunter Marshall on the mound, his third appearance of the season. He's in his third inning of work. It's a swing and a miss out of the bottom of the order, DH Adam Werchan, to get things going. Larks scored 4 runs, 2, and they left 2 on base in the past 2 innings, but got all 4 runs in the last inning. Palmer Hutchison drove in 2 with his long ball, so he'll be fouled off. Hunter Marshall, a UTA Maverick on the mound, a Keller, Texas native. And has looked good through the first 2 innings. Marshall pitched 1 inning against Boulder on last Sunday, so 6 days ago was his last appearance. through 1 inning, striking out 1, no hits, no runs. Previous appearance and the only one before that. Through an inning in the home opener against Great Bend, allowed 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 2, but again, no earned runs. Marshall misses inside and high here. We're at Everett Middle School. Shallow outfield, so Palmer Hutchison took advantage of that in the last inning and sent one to center field. Called third strike here. Hunter Marshall now with 3 on the day. So it takes us to the top of the order. Gavin Schmay, 0 for 1 the day after striking out to start the bottom of the first against Marshall. Cougars come to this game, they're 5-1 on the season, 2-1 in league play. Larks had their 4-game win streak snapped yesterday at the Game Day Angels. They were 1-1 in league play. It was just an uncharacteristic game. Larks were sluggish the whole day and couldn't get anything going. This one's hit to center field. Moving back is Jeminian. He's at the warning track, reaches up, smacks into the wall, but holds on to the ball. A great catch for Frenchie, and he will get some applause from his dugout and teammates on a ball that was well struck from Schmay. 4-0 Larks, bottom of the third, 2 away, bases empty for TJ Ream. Ream on the day, 1 for 1. Reached in the first inning on a single, but then was thrown out on a pickoff attempt. Hunter Marshall looking good through the first 2 2/3. Due for the Larks in the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order, Rice, Jaslov, and Tarosian. Larks defense straight up. Drowling in left, Jeminian in center, Rawson in right. Nice pitch from Marshall, off speed, called strike. Had some late dropping action and a great pitch. Going around, continuing the defensive alignment. Palmer Hutchison in the hot corner, Jaslov at short. Rice at second, LaRue at first, and Evans is tonight's backstop. Evans sits up right down the middle. It's delivered down the middle. It's over the head of Jaslov, and it'll be a 2-out base hit for TJ Reed. He's now 2 for 2 in the day. Both hits singles off of Marshall. So that brings up Cam Uran to the dish. Uran. Tonight's center fielder was originally set to be the right fielder tonight. Some late last-minute adjustments moved him to center. This one's hit well to left field. Dylan Drowling moves back and slows up in front of the fence. Larks allow 1 hit, but Hunter Marshall strikes out 1 and keeps the Cougars off the board for the 3rd straight inning. 4-0 Larks as we move to the 4th on Larks Network. Top of the 4th here in Colorado. Tanner Rice will lead things off. 1 for 2 in the day with a base hit. He'll get aboard for the 2nd time and the first time since the 1st inning. Game 2 of a 4-game road trip for the Larks. Drove out 5 hours to Denver from Hayes. Took on the Angels yesterday and are taking on the Cougars today. Rough Riders tomorrow, and then we'll finish the road trip with the Angels on Monday. Second pitch to Rice. He lines to right field, and it'll be in for a leadoff single for Rice, his second leadoff single of the day. So Rice at first base as Austin Jaslove comes to the plate. Jaslove on the day 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the second, drove in a run, but won't count as an RBI. Job. This one's hit to left center field, and Jaslove will be out for the second time today. Now 0 for 3 after reaching on the air in the second inning. Brings up Jack Terosian. Terosian on the day, 1 for 1. He walked in the first and then singled in the second inning. Batting third yet again, and it's tonight's DH. LaRue on deck, drowning in the hole for the Larks. Larks up 4-0. Scored all 4 runs in the second inning. Terosian takes this one to right center field. Moving back is Uran. He's at the warning track. He looks up, and Jack Terosian has a 2-run shot. The Larks' second 2-run shot of the day, and they take a 6-0 lead. So only 1 away in the top of the 4th inning. Cade Brown, the Oklahoma Sooner, making his debut on Larks Network. Cade, what you think about that 2-run shot from our DH?
That was a solid piece. He just stuck to the middle part of the field, and ball's carrying right now. Looked like a really good swing from Jack. Love to see it.
Jack's been a beast this season. He's leading the team in runs scored. Just scored his 10th of the season and picked up his first home run as a Lark and his first extra base hit as a Lark. Rice scores for the first time today. That's Rice's 7th run.
Yeah, Tanner's a solid leadoff guy. Definitely be a guy that you can just count on to get on base.
He's already been aboard 2 times today. We're at the cleanup hitter, Tyler LaRue. 1 for 2 in the day with a flyout and a base hit. Off-speed does catch the outside corner. No balls and a strike to the first baseman from Houston Baptist.
Yeah, I'm saying either today or tomorrow. We're gonna see a big-time pump out of him. He's definitely due.
He's due. He's got power and he's got pop and he's a great hitter. Just hasn't gotten anything to fly out the park yet. And is still looking for his first extra base hit as a Lark. He's had some balls that are well struck. They're just right at somebody. And that was kind of the name of the game yesterday for the Larks, along with a lot of other things leading to the 14-4 loss.
Definitely. No, I think our bats are here. Our bats won't. It'll be hard to take away our bats with this team. Just got to clean up the defense. Looks better today. Throw strikes on the mound, and we'll be good. We'll be good to go.
1-2 count to LaRue. Drowning on deck, Evans in the hole. Still Peluquin on the mound. He'll go from the stretch. 1-2 home, and LaRue will get called out on strikes. It's down in the same location as pitch number 1 that was a called strike, and LaRue will be out number 2 the 4th inning. Base is empty for Dylan Drowning. Larks up by 6. Okay, it's your second year as a Lark. There's always a bunch of guys who come back every year for the Larks. What was the biggest things that made you want to come back and be a part of the Larks program for 2022?
Just knowing, after last year, it was just a great bond with the team. I was able to connect well with Frank and Harp, and I can't thank them enough for having me back with the Larks. But yeah, just knowing that you're gonna have a bond with this squad that's and stay in touch with guys that for a really long time, and good group of ball players. Just a mixture of a lot of things. Host family. Host family was amazing last summer too. Able to be with them again. That was a solid hack from Dylan right there. He's on it. Able to hang with the host family. Able to see my girl again, which is always solid. And just a mixture of a lot of things, which is just bringing a lot of great stuff back. And yeah, just blessed to run it back again.
I think a lot of people just can't beat the Larks atmosphere, especially when you come out here and you see what other teams are playing with, and then we'll go back to Hayes and have 2,000 fans and a great atmosphere at Larks Park.
That's what I tell a lot of the guys that come in, that you won't get much of a better experience summer ball wise. If you go anywhere else, can't beat the fan base there, the atmosphere, and we get treated like we're in the pros already in that town. So it's awesome. Can't thank Hayes enough for that.
Dylan Dryling will have to protect the plate. Takes one inside. Good eye
Great
from
leave.
3-3. Dylan has a scout watching him over on the first base side. Scout made the trip from the Texas Rangers and was asking Harp about Dylan before the game, and was up on the side getting some film of maybe a potential Ranger.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential. Obviously getting looks from pro scouts, and his name in the game is just maturing more each year. I remember last year you could tell he has the stuff. Just got to mature a little bit.
He will be out on strikes here, but Larks pick up 2 more runs in the 4th inning off the 2-run shot from Tarosian. They lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Hunter Marshall back to the mound for inning number 4 on the rubber. Got the start today and has kept the Cougars scoreless here so far today. Marshall, a Keller, Texas native. Larks now had 4 straight years of a Keller baseball player on the roster. Spent the past 3 years with Matt Cavanaugh, taking the summer off from Larks baseball this summer. So we'll take his former high school teammate and his teammate at UTA, Hunter Marshall. Gets a strike 1 call here against Gino Caperon. Caperon the day 1 for 1 with a single in the 2nd. Swing and a miss here. 0-2 quick.
That was a buttery slider. I'm now just from seeing what he's brought. I think he's only thrown once before this, and this is a guy that could definitely be a dominant starting spot for us.
He's looked great today. The 0-2 lined over the right side and foul. Marshall was almost your teammate at OU. He originally committed to OU when he was in high school before deciding to go to UTA. He's one of 3 UTA Mavericks on the roster, along with Hunter Rawson, who's in right field today, and Tanner Rice, who's at second base today. 0-2 home again, inside and high, 1-2.
It's actually interesting. I did not know about that up until you said that.
That was almost a sooner?
Yeah, I'll definitely need to talk to him about that and that whole situation. But obviously, not surprised. Really good arm, and he's got a good mix with his off speed. As you can tell right there, gets a good rollover.
Grounded to Hutchison. The throw is wild to first base. Caperon will jog into second base on the E5. Kind of rare from Hutchison. He's just so consistent, especially defensively for the Larks.
Yeah, he was. Last year was almost like a stone wall. we called him a mini Arenado last year a couple times. It seemed like he got everything at third base. He'll kick into it though. I know he's a solid glove. He'll be one of our anchor pieces on the infield for sure.
Gotten a lot of starts at third base for the past 3 years for the Larks. Runner on second. Nobody out. Bottom of the fourth, Martinez to the dish. Martinez singled in the second but was left at first base after Marshall retired the next three. Marshall looks at the runner on second, delivers home, one lined over the left side and foul. So last night was a tough game, Cade. Sure, we don't want to bring it up, but how was the team responding today and looking at a new opportunity to get back on track?
We're this early into the summer. I think a lot of guys just got to realize we got a lot of summer ball left. Can't be thinking about games like that and looking back at it. So just got to flush it, reset, and come back out here and bring our best stuff. I think that's what we're doing right now, and we just got to stick with it.
We brought some good stuff today. Up 6-0, bottom of the fourth. Hunter Marshall's cooking on the mound. The righty from Keller delivers home. This one's set up outside and we'll get a foul ball. Kaskag on deck with Brazel in the hole for the Cougars.
I think once we start clicking on all cylinders, second week into summer, once we start connecting everything, defense, pitching, hitting, this is going to be a really good ball club.
Especially getting back to Larks Park. I was talking to Cam before the game. He was like, that's just a tough transition to go from having 2,000 fans at a great atmosphere and then come out here where there's, you can count the people here.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think a big name of the game yesterday too was our energy. It's hard, going on a 5-6 hour bus trip, then coming out to 20 fans. You have to create your own energy. That's something we're gonna have to learn to do once we take these road trips. We'll have another trip out here in early July. So, yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out, learn from it. Great spot.
Great pitch from Marshall, and he strikes out Martinez. Marshall's fourth strikeout on the day. This brings up Chase Kaskag, who was a strikeout-looking victim in the second inning. Okay, you're scheduled to bump later. Arm feeling good, ready to go?
Arm's feeling solid. We'll, supposed to throw, but I mean, I told Harp if our guys are dealing, if Marsh out there keeps doing his deal.
That one hits Kaskag. It'll be a painful first base.
Yeah, obviously besides that hit by pitch, he's been dotting so far, and I was telling Harp no reason to take him out if he continues to do his thing.
Because we've been pretty short leash with pitching this year. I don't think anybody. I think Hunter Parker threw it 4 innings one game, and that was the most we've seen a pitcher go. Obviously, like the first 3 games every year for the Larks, they give everybody like maximum 3, minimum 1, just kind of feel where everybody's at. But now we're starting to get in the groove of seeing, all right, we know what guys can do, and let's ride their arms as long as we can.
Exactly. We kind of get through the first few games of summer ball. You got your number of guys that haven't thrown live or in a game, and some guys the entire spring. So yeah, they just need to get a feel for it. Need to get all of our arms out there at least a couple times before we start deciding who's going to be our bullpen roles, starter roles. I think after this trip we'll have a pretty good idea. I think Hunter out there is definitely making a statement that he'll be one of our starters.
This looked good today. Misses outside here. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Runner at second would be unearned for Marshall as he reached on the Hutchison air. Outside delivery, called strike to Will Brazel. He's a veteran Cougar, been here before. Flew out to Leo Geminian, one that was struck well in the second inning. He'll crash into the wall in the last inning, getting another fly out there, and just shows a lot of heart from our French center fielder. Marshall walks his first of the day here, and Brazel loads the bases.
Going back to having Leo out there, I mean, it feels like he get to damn near anything out there. He has unreal range and definitely one of the fastest guys in the outfield I've seen in a long time. It's nice having him out there when you're pitching.
I think with Rawson has speed and right too, and then when we've played Tarosian in the outfield as well, all 3 of those guys got wheels, and he really makes a pitcher in the mound feel good that he's got arms and legs in the outfield that can do stuff.
Definitely.
So Keith Harper will have a chat with his young righty, pats him on the back, and the quick mound visit is over, and we'll go to the 8-hole Jackson Stahl, who's 0 on the day. Bases jacked, 1 away. Are still sporting that 6-0 lead against the Cougars.
I'm feeling a ground ball double play right here, right to Jazz.
That would be big.
That would be big time to get us in there.
Larks have turned quite a few double plays this year. Rice and Jazz love up the middle have been part of most of them. Larks went 5-1 against the Cougars last year. All games were at Larks Park. In the last meeting between these two teams, the Larks run-ruled the Cougars in 7 innings. Going 1 inning on the mound was Cade Brown and the 11-0 victory for the Larks. Marshall this year at UTA, 5 appearances on the rubber. Struck out 6 through 5 2/3.
He's loving that inside half right now. I love that too. Out of pitchers, a lot of guys are kind of scared to get on that inner half, and he's getting all over it.
Stahl fouls this one off outside. 2 strikes on him. Batter number 5 of the inning for the Cougars. Matching their total from the 2nd inning. Off speed, can't get a chase out of Stahl on one that dropped late. Larks scored 2 in the last inning, 4 in the second. Scoreless in the first and the third. Picked up 2 hits in the last inning, 4 in the second and 1 in the first inning. Cougars looking for their first run and to get some offense going here. Just a little bit fouled off. Stahl doing a good job to protect.
Mentioned our last meeting was Mercy Rule. I could definitely see that happening again. We string more hits together. We keep doing what we're doing over the past couple innings. It could get out of here quickly. Great spot.
That one was outside and low, and Stahl chased it. A great pitch from Marshall. Strikeout number 2 of the inning, and some of his pitches have looked really good today, Cade.
Really nice. And that right there, not trying to do too much, but also, extending it enough to get a swing. You don't want to get too much of the plate when you're up ahead that far in the count. 0-2, 1-2. Place it well, make him chase. It's perfect.
Takes us to the bottom of the order. Adam Warchan 0 for 1 on the day after striking out looking in the 3rd. Marshall delivers home. Great pitch called strike 1. Duel for the Larks in the 5th inning. Evans, Hutchison, and Rawson. Larks only 4 runs away from that mercy rule, but Marshall wants to keep it at 4, not allow any runs from the Cougars here. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That fastball slider mix looks like it's doing pretty well right now.
Larks really struggled with their breaking balls yesterday. That one had some break on and it worked for Marshall. 0-2 home, found over the left side, close to the Larks dugout. It's a hot day here in Denver. Not a lot of wind to help out our guys on the field, so a long inning on the mound can get to a pitcher. Almost called strike 3. Marshall thought it was. They'll say it missed just outside. We'll go 2-2 with the count.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one was. That looked pretty middle to me.
was very close to the zone if it did miss. 2-2 home. Chopper to the mound. Marshall comes off of it, throws to first, and it'll be wild, and a run will score. So Warchan will reach on the air. Scoring is Caparone. Larks have their 2nd errant throw of the 4th inning.
I think we only had three or so errors yesterday, but just a lot of wild pitches, pass balls, a combination of a lot on defense. I think that's something. If we clean it up, we'll be all right. But that's costing us.
Struck well to left center field. Jeminian races towards it. It bounces off the wall. 1 scores, and that'll clear the bases on a stand-up double for Gavin Schmidt. It is now a 6-4 ball game. So maybe we jinxed it talking about the run rule, Cade.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. That just goes to show, one play can make a difference in an inning. He could have gotten out of there right there, even before in that ground ball earlier. A lot of stuff in baseball can change a game. It's a game in inches.
We'll get a pitching change and bring out Hunter Parker to the mound. Take a quick pause on Larks Network while we let 2-4 get warmed up. Hunter Parker inherits a runner at second base, and the Aurora native starts off with a ground ball over the left side. It'll roll foul to Hutchison. So 0-1 to TJ Ream. Gavin Schmay just cleared the bases with his double, drove in 3, and cut the deficit to 2 for the Cougars. Parker pitched the 8th inning yesterday, through 2/3 of an inning before the game-winning run scored on the Larks, and the Angels walked it off 14-4. Parker looks home and will go from the stretch. No balls and a strike to Ream. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Grounds this one to Hutchison. Hutch has some trouble with it. It'll roll into left field, and they will hold Schmay at third base as Jazz Love chase it into the grass. Runners on the corners. Go ahead run at the plate. Tying run at first. And so bring up Uran. It will be the 9th batter of the inning. That game yesterday really just felt like, it reminded me last year when we went down 11-1 against Game Day, and then we came back and won 18-16. The comeback just didn't happen today, but that game was crazy. We talked about it yesterday, and hopefully on Monday we don't have another game like that, because we got back, 6:30 last year in the morning?
Yeah, it was a pretty late departure.
This one's hit well to center field, but Leo Jiminian won't have any trouble with it and makes the catch for out number 3. Cougars get 4. They take a 6-4. Larks will take a 6-4 lead to the 5th inning here on Larks Network. Top of the 5th here in Colorado. Brady Evans will lead it off for the Larks. Evans has reached twice today already, takes one above the letters, 1-0.
See if we can get some runs back from last inning.
Cougars scored 4. The Larks picked up 2 runs in their last inning, and we'll try to keep that momentum going. Evans has already scored once today. Watches this one miss. Cougars defense straight up against the catcher from Murray State, committed to NSU.
Yeah, for how for Brady's size, the dude's a brick wall behind the dish. Feels like, nothing, essentially nothing gets past him. It's great having him back there.
I was going to say our catchers aren't, but 2 of our catchers aren't very well sized. One of them is Thor, so don't have to worry about him. But Jackson Halter and Brady Evans, not huge catchers, but they still get it done behind the plate.
They do a hell of a job behind the plate.
Brady Evans will walk for the second time today, and be a leadoff baseman. We'll see if we courtesy run for our catcher to give him time. But Brady Evans has some speed on the base paths for the Larks. He's already stolen a few this season. Pelican might be a day for him. Out of the dugout comes the Cougars manager, and it will be the final batter he faces in Brady Evans. And we'll take a quick pause for the pitching change and let you know who the new pitcher is on Larks Network. New pitcher in the game, Easton Nichols for the Cougars. Brady Evans at first base. Palmer Hutchison at the plate. Hutchison struck out in his last AB, but the one before that, he ripped one to center field for a 2-run home run. Weird off speed will miss high, 1-0.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to stay back a little bit. A little change of arms.
One had some movement on it, but it didn't move into the zone. 1-0. A look at Evans at first base, deliver home to Hutchison. Hutchison brings his hands in and turns it, but brings it foul. 1-1. Hutchison, a third-year Lark, along with Leo Geminian, the 2 third-year Larks on the roster.
Having guys like them return, having a lot of experience in Hayes, and having Palmer obviously grow up around here, it helps a lot with the new guys.
For sure, I remember just like Luke last year was the new guy from the Netherlands, and then this year, like game 1, he was already like being a leader.
Exactly.
So you need guys like you, Luke, Leo, Palmer. Parker's back for another year. Dryling's back for another year. He's a youngin'.
Got Brady again.
Brady Rose still yet to show up, but Brady Evans is here. Rose will be back for his second year when he gets here from DBU.
Is he supposed to show up here in Colorado?
It's a great question. I figured he would. Was told he would.
Yeah. We still have a few guys coming in. Heard there's a JUCO guy coming in, committed to Arkansas as well. So it'll be nice having those two show up as well up on this roster.
That's Ben McLaughlin. He led Hutchinson in like every single stat this past year. His teammates with Jack Tarosian. Now be going to the SEC. Hutchinson watches one miss high. Nichols a southpaw. Not a huge frame on the mound. Hutchinson hits this one a mile high to left field. And that is going to be a second two-run shot for Palmer Hutchinson. 2 home runs on the day for Hutch. He didn't have any home runs for the Larks last year, but this year, in one game, cranks 2 far out of the park. And Larks now get their lead back to 4. It's an 8-4 ball game.
Love seeing that out of him.
4 RBIs on the day for Hutchinson, 2 runs scored. Evans scores his second run. And Hutchinson will get to wear the home run pink cowboy hat. Kate, whose idea was that?
I'm going to give that up to freshman Cam Walton. He brought that up. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't about it at first, but it's kind of grown on me a little bit. I like it. It's new, it's fresh, it's original. It's yeah, it's going to be fun riding that jaunt the whole summer.
So Hutch puts on the hat for the second time, and Rawson will come to the plate for the third time. 1 for 2 in the day, had a nice double in the second inning and scored, and then flew out in the third inning. The swan above the letters to Rawson, 1-1.
This is a team where I think if you look at our size, you don't got many big presences, but I think we'll be able to do a lot of damage, put a lot of balls in flight this summer.
You were part of last year's team that just was crazy ridiculous. Averaged 10 runs a game at the plate, and I think we had like 7 guys with OPSs above 1. Cortland, Lawson, and White Davis had, and Brady Evans as well. All 3 of those guys had on-base percentages above 500. Just crazy numbers from last year's team.
Yeah, it just goes to show definitely have some big shoes to fill for this team, according to putting up against last summer's team hitting wise. But I think once we get everything going, we'll be able to match up pretty well.
Rawson waits on this one for quite a while and fouls it back. Have to protect the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Third batter of the inning in the 5th. Nichols from the windup. Another slow off speed that kind of just hung in the air. Rawson has to wait again. Fouls it off.
Yeah, that's something we're going to have to do with a guy like this coming in. You just got to stay back, wait on it, think right side, and if it comes in, turn on it. That's what Hutch did there. Just got to stick with that same approach.
See what Rawson does with his 2-strike approach here. Nichols from the windup. Off speed, falls into the zone over the outside part of the plate. Called strike 3 to Rawson. Tough call for strike to tonight's right fielder. So let's take us to the bottom of the order. Leo Geminian, 0 for 2 in the day. Starting off on a little bit of a slump this year, but found his way back into a groove and is looking for his first hit today.
Yeah, definitely not worried about French at all. He's a gamer, and I know once he finds his stride, he's gonna be one of the toughest outs in the lineup.
1-0 to Frenchie. Had that one at his feet. This one outside. 2 balls, no strikes to center fielder from St. Lo, France.
Another guy that, you see him in the box, you don't think he, packs a punch, but man, he can put on a show in BP, and he's gonna get a hold of the field at some point.
Yeah, had some really good years at Clarendon at the plate. Led the team in home runs at one point. Picked up 7 home runs in his career there. Drove in 45 before going to ETSU, and will pick up a walk here. Second walk of the inning for the Larks that takes it to the top of the order. Tanner Rice, 2 singles on the day for the younger Rice brother from UTA. Older brother Tyler plays for UTA and is good friends with Larks legend Wyatt Divis. Outside 1-0. Leo Jiminian has speed at first base, led the Larks in stolen bases his first year. The Larks, and then was second behind only Zach Henry last year. Henry stole 33 bases for the Larks last year. Check over at Jiminian, he slides in head first safely.
That is one thing I'm still curious to see. We haven't had too many opportunities for, stealing bags or getting too many bags. I don't think we'll have, the speed we've had the past couple of summers. Obviously we have Leo, and we have Dylan, we got Rosin, we got Tanner. We'll see as far as, how we do on the bases speed-wise. I'm curious.
Larks have stolen 16 bases this year in 17 attempts. Leo has stolen 3, and Jack Tarosian leads the team with 7.
Yeah, that was one guy I forgot about. Obviously, we got Jack.
Jack's got some wheels.
He does.
I haven't seen much of his arm, but between his bat, his speed, and what he can do fielding, kind of looking like a 5-tool player for the Larks.
Definitely. We have him. Frank's got him in the 3-hole right now. It'll be interesting to see if he can stay there, but he's doing a great job there right now.
This one way high to Rice. Count is 3-1 to the second baseman. First base, top of the 5th, Hayes up 8-4. Off-speed to Rice. He waits on it and watches it drop low. Back-to-back walks allowed for Nichols. Third walk of the inning for the Larks. 2 on, 1 out. Jiminian at second, Rice at first, and we'll have our second mound visit of the inning. Larks have an opportunity to do some damage. They scored in every inning but the third and the first. Have a couple speedy guys on base with a good hitter come to the plate in Austin Jaslov.
Yeah, it looks like the wrong time to walk some guys and give us an opportunity to score runs at the meat of our order. It looks like we could definitely do damage here.
Jaslov due for a hit, 0 for 3 on the day. Did score in the second inning when he reached on an error from Stahl. Jaslov, 1 of 3 Tennessee Volunteers on the roster. 1 of 2 in the lineup today. Comes to the plate. Tarosian on deck. LaRue in the hole for the Larks. Nichols looks at Jiminian and decides to deliver home from the stretch. Off speed above the letters to Jazz.
I think we're going to see a lot more of those pitches with him, Jack on deck, and Tyler in the hole. Just got to wait back for it.
The 1-0 to Jaslov. High, 2-0. Jaslov is a guy who has some pop at the plate. Almost took one out in the Larks' first game of the season. Ended up hitting off the top of the wall in Great Bend, but then hit a grand slam at Larks Park the other night. He's batting .333 on the year.
Yeah, that ball was into the wind, too.
Has a 3-0 count and probably would take it all the way here.
I was hoping Frank would give him the green light right there.
Frank's given a lot of green lights in the past with 3-0 counts to Larks, but 3-0 home. Jaslov takes all the way, 3 straight walks for Easton Nichols and brings up Bases loaded to a very dangerous hitter, but he won't have to face Jack Tarosian. And we will have the third mound visit of the inning. Bases jacked, one away. Top of the fifth, Hayes up 8-4. Jack Tarosian will have the bases loaded. The first pitch to him from Adrian Rodriguez is way wild, and Leo Jiminian will score his run number 9 for the Larks. First run scored for Leo. Now only one Lark in the line today hasn't contributed to a run in some fashion. 7 different guys have scored. We have runs driven in from 4 different guys. So moving up to third base, Tanner Rice, Jazz Love to second. Called strike here to Tarosian. Tarosian, a tough guy to get out, and they haven't been able to do it today. He walked in the first inning, singled in the second, and then had a 2-run shot in the fourth. Outside part of the plate, called strike to Tarosian.
Looks like he's extended his zone a little bit there. That was pretty far off the dish. That's one thing that I tell a lot of guys that are new to summer ball. It's hard going from college umps to summer umps. They're going to have a lot bigger zones. Got to get used to it.
So Tarosian will have to make adjustments. But I was talking to Tanner yesterday on the broadcast. Tarosian has probably one of the, if not the best, 2-strike approach on the roster for the Larks. This one goes between the legs of Kaskak, and Tanner Rice moves up 90 feet. Larks up 10-4.
I definitely agree with that. He's a guy that fights at the dish, and like you said, a very hard out.
So Jazz Love now 90 feet from scoring. Larks up by 6 again. Still only one away in the top of the fifth. 2-2 count to Tarosian.
Makes you think. It feels like we have tons of guys that you could stick in that leadoff spot that are tough outs. You know, once Leo hits his stride, he could be a leadoff guy.
Larks have a lot of talented hitters. This one, and Tarosian will go down on strikes in his 4th plate appearances. 2 for 3 now on the day. And we'll go to Tyler LaRue. 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a run driven in. Singled back in the 2nd inning, but was the second to last batter of the inning. This one misses the zone 1-0 from Rodriguez. said LaRue was due for a big power hit. How about here in the thin Colorado air? They say the ball does travel farther. I've never seen too much of a difference myself, but we'll see if LaRue can get something going.
If he gets one elevated and he puts in the air, it is going to fly. Just waiting to see it happen. He's more than capable of doing so.
2-0 to LaRue, called strike one. Dylan Dryling on deck. LaRue, the 8th hitter of the inning. Rodriguez, the southpaw, goes quickly through the windup. Gets a swing and a miss from LaRue, 2-2. Do it for the Cougars in the bottom of the 5th inning. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Two home. LaRue swings and misses. And Rodriguez strikes out back-to-back, but Larks gets 4 runs in the 5th inning, and we'll take a 10-4 lead to the bottom half. Cade, thanks for joining in on Larks Network. It was a pleasure having you, and we'll get you back on the mic sometime later this season.
Of course, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Bottom of the 5th here in Colorado. Hunter Parker returns to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Took over on the rubber from Hunter Marshall. Throws a first pitch strike called to Cam Uran. Center fielder 0 for 2 in the day with a flyout in his last AB. Flew out to Leo Jeminian, who put his all into bringing that one in and smacked off the wall in center field. Parker misses inside, 1-1. Marshall worked a really good start of the game, had 3 scoreless innings before being replaced by the other Hunter on the team. 1-1. Popped out of play. Go 1-2. Marshall finishes his day 3 2/3 pitched, throws 64 pitches, no earned runs, even though 4 scored on him. 6 strikeouts and just 1 walk for the UTA Maverick. Parker from the windup. The 1-2 home line to left center field. It'll be down for at least 1 base. Jeminian races to his right to keep it at just a single. And it's a leadoff base hit for the 3-hole for the Cougars. So we go to Gino Cabaron. 1 for 2 in the day. Reached on an error in the 4th inning and came around to score. Singled in the 2nd inning. Got to second, but then Marshall retired 3 straight to leave him standing at the 2-bag. Martinez on deck for the Cougars. Parker has to work through the heart of the order. We're at the cleanup hitter, the left fielder. Parker, a Colorado native, is from this neck of the woods, grew up in Aurora, Colorado, Spent 2 years at Western Nebraska Community College and then spent the past 3 years at Fort Hays State University. He's one of only 2 Division II guys on the roster for the Larks. Most of the roster for the Larks made up of either Division I guys or JUCO players. Parker, a former JUCO player himself. 9 JUCO players on the roster for the Larks, 2 D2 guys, 1 NAIA guys, and 15 Division I baseball players on the roster. Parker goes from the stretch. Ground ball to Hutchison, scoops it off the grass, throws a second in time. The throw to first is going to be just a step ahead of Cabaron, and the Larks turn a double play. One that they wanted in the last inning. They'll settle for it in the 5th inning. 2 away, bases empty for Hunter Parker and company. Larks up 10-4. They scored 4 in the 2nd, 4 in the 5th, and 2 in the 4th. They've given up just 6 hits on the mound and picked up 10 hits themselves. And they have 3 errors on the defensive plays. Cougars scored all 4 of their runs in the last inning. It was a great inning. They brought 9 guys to the plate. Now Parker can go from the windup. Got what he wanted, got it a ground ball, 5-4-3 double play. Hutchison to Rice to LaRue. Do it for the Larks in the the top of the 6th will be Drowning, Evans, and Hutchison, 5, 6, and 7 hitters. This one's popped to left field. Drowning gives chase, moves to his left, keeps drifting, and records the catch, calling off Leo Jiminian. Hunter Parker allows a single, but the Larks turn a double play to keep him facing the minimum. We go the 6th inning, 10-4 Larks. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network.
Perfect.
Top of the 6th, Larks up 10-4. Dylan Drowling will lead things off for the Larks. Drowling due for a hit, 0 for 3 on the day, with a pop out of flyouts and a strikeout. Down 0-1 the count after fouling one off from Adrian Rodriguez. Lefty versus lefty here to get things going in the 6th. Drowling, a Hays, Kansas native, committed to the University of Tennessee when he was in the summer between his 8th grade and freshman year, and has stuck true to that commitment. And will be joining the #1 team in the nation in August, along with Caleb Meredith and Austin Jaslove. Evans on deck, Hutchison in the hole for the Larks. Drowling chops one over the right side. Schmay moves towards it. He won't be able to get a glove on it. And Dylan Drowling gets his first hit of the game and gets a leadoff base runner going for the Larks here in the 6th. Dylan Drowling, the only player on the Larks roster to not score or drive in a run, and is looking to change that fortune here. Larks up by 6 in the 6th. 11th hit of the ball game for Hayes. Cade Hare makes his way to the dugout from the bullpen, so we'll likely see him take over and then see Cade Brown go to the bump after him and then go to Echeverria to finish the game. Larks will have to pitch at least 4 more innings. Swan bounces off the plate. Kaskak does a nice job to block it and keep it in front of him. Drilling at first does have some speed. We'll see how aggressive the Larks want to be. This one again bounces off the plate. It rolls between the legs of Kaskak, and it's going to be a pass ball. Drowning moves up 90 feet to second base and puts himself in scoring position. Nobody out. Drowning had a great year at Hayes High this past year. Batted .597, set a school record, picked up 40 hits in the process, was walked in 26% of his plate appearances according to the Western Athletic Conference. Had another team record, picked up 10 home runs, and slugged .223 for the Hayes High Indians. Fouls this one back. Brady Evans. Evans from Murray State College in Oklahoma. He's a Oklahoma native and will stay in Oklahoma to play for NSU and the Riverhawks. Evans, 2 walks on the day, 2 runs scored. Off speed on the payoff pitch, and Evans will be walked for the 3rd time today. So 2 on, nobody out. Just how the Larks started the last inning. They had a leadoff walk. Well, Hutchison never had to stay on base because he sent the leadoff guy home on his second 2-run shot of the day. And out of the dugout again is Mark Cerullo. And it's going to be a day for Adrian Rodriguez. Rodriguez throws just 2/3 of an inning, strikes out 2. And we'll get a new pitcher into the game on Larks Network and let you know who it is after the break. New pitcher into the game, the 4th one of the day for the Denver Cougars. It's Matthew Sapikoff misses down low to Hutchison Want to know, a guy that the Cougars don't want to pitch to, they've already seen him go yard twice a day, driving in 4 runs and scoring 2 times. 2 for 3. Sapikoff, a righty from Littleton, Colorado, goes to College of the Desert out in California. It's a JUCO school, called strike here. Evans at first base for the Larks, Drowning at second. In the top of the 6th, and a 10-4 ball game. Sapikoff gets set, goes from the stretch. Nice hack from Hutchison, but he can't make contact. 2 strikes now on the third baseman from Kansas City, Kansas Community College. 1-2 counts. Sapikoff looks at Drowling quite a bit. Goes home to Hutchison. And is that home run number 3 of the day for Palmer Hutchison? You bet. Brings home Drowling, brings home Evans. 3 home runs for Palmer Hutchison. This one a 3-run shot. 7 RBIs on the day for Hutchison on 3 swings of the bat. Drowling scores for the first time today. Evans scores for the 3rd time today. Hutchison scores for the 3rd time today. What a great game for Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison now in the team lead for home runs with 3 of them, all today. 7 RBIs on the day today. Puts his season RBI total at 10. He's now tied with Dylan Dreiling for the team lead and has scored 7 runs on the season. That's 2nd on the team behind, now 3rd, but Rice is 2 today. That's 3rd behind Rice and Tarosian. And Palmer Hutchison really can't have a much better game than this. 3 for 4 with 3 long balls, 1 to center, 2 to left. And he knew that one right off the bat. 13-4 ball game now here in Colorado. Hunter Rawson to the dish. 1 for 3 on the day with a double and a run scored. Now every single Lark but Tyler LaRue has scored, but LaRue has an RBI back in the 2nd inning. Called strike to Rawson. Rawson has gotten some tough calls on him at the plate. It's 1-2. He struck out looking in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. Never want to jinx anything. The Larks are 1 run away from a run rule. We still have to play the 7th inning. This one bounces off the grass. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First grass field the Larks have played at this season. It's turf and haze. Played in Great Bend. It's turf there. We played a game day yesterday, which was turf all the way around. 2-2 counts. Nobody out, nobody on. And this one misses low. We'll get a 2nd full count of the inning. Dominion on deck with Rice in the hole. Inside delivery, Rawson takes a hard cut, spins around, and will be out on strikes for the 2nd time today. Now 1 for 4 with that double back in the 2nd. So had to expand his zone, getting a better read on the umpire, and this is out because of it. Had to swing and protect the plate with 2 strikes on him. Now to Dominion. Leo on the day 0 for 2, but he walked in the last inning and scored. Dominion, a 3rd-year Lark, goes to Eastern Tennessee State. It's a France native. Moved from France to the United States to go to Clarendon College in Texas. Spent 2 years there before playing for the Larks and has played for the Larks ever since. Spent 3 full years at Clarendon. Well, not full years, because the COVID year. Cranks this one to left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it'll be just foul. And Sapikoff has a smile with his catcher, puts his right hand on his heart to check his heartbeat, and Leo was probably 5-10 feet away from making it a 14-4 ball game had it been just a little bit more to the right. Ball well struck. Now we'll have to wait a little bit on it. Delivery home inside, good eye from Leo. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leo, the 5th batter of the inning for the Larks. It's his 4th plate appearance. Sends this one to center field. It'll drop for a base hit with one away. Third hit of the inning for the Larks, 2 singles and a home run. They also have a walk. So Leo at first with one away, and we go to the top of the order. Tanner Rice will make plate appearance number 5 in inning number 6. Rice 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Rice looking for hit number 3 and to put Jominian in scoring position. We'll see if Jominian's running. Doesn't. Pitch is high. Rice moves his head out of the way. Kaskak looks. Jominian back to first and throws back to his pitcher. 1-0 count to Rice. Rice hits this one in the same spot. Leo hit his. A good effort from Ream. Won't be able to bring the ball in. And it's the third single of the day for Tanner Rice. Jominian to second. 2 on, 1 out. Kind of not a fun day to be a Cougars fan at the ballpark. Just down by 9 is frustrating, and then it's just really hot out here. So the Larks in the dugout are having fun. They're in the shade, but for the people in the stands, sweating bullets. 2 on, 1 out. Larks have 4 hits this inning, 3 singles. Jaslow to the plate. Called strike to the Knoxville native. Gets some clarification from the umpire in his zone and gives him a nod, digs back in the right-hander's batter's box. Sapikov delivers home. Jaslow swings and fouls one off over to the right side. So the first time the Larks have played at Everett Middle School. We were supposed to play here last year against the Rough Riders. Game got rained out, so we're going to do a doubleheader the next day. Field was too wet still the next day, so Coach Leo took the Larks to the Rockies game, and it was a fun day to be a Lark. Outside delivery. 1-2. To Jazz, ropes one to left field. Caperon takes a few steps back. He's still moving, makes the catch on the run, and runners will have to retreat on a ball well struck from Jaslow. Brings up 8th hitter of the inning, the 3-hole Jack Tarosian. Tarosian, single and a home run and a walk on the day. 1 run scored, 2 runs driven in. Larks stuffing the stat sheet here through the first 5 2/3 at the plate. Sabikoff on the mound through 2/3 of an inning has thrown 18 pitches, given up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, and one of those hits was a home run. Tarosian, a Nebraska native, plays at Hutchinson Community College, digs in the left-hander's batter's box, watches one run outside. No scoreboard here at Everett Middle School Field. There is one not turned on, so I have to wait on the umpire to get the count here. Rice gets his lead at first base. Jominian at second. This one's hit well to right field. Martinez runs in and then moves back and records the catch in right field for out number 3. Larks score 3 in the 6th. They'll take a 9-run lead to the bottom half. 13-4 Larks on Larks Network. inside. LaRue fields it. Gets a first in time. So 1 away. New pitcher into the game for the Larks. Is Cade Hare. All right, finally got our mic to work. Back for the 6th inning on Larks Network. Cade Hare takes over on the mound. Runner at first base to get things going. 1 away. At the plate, second baseman Jackson Stahl. Runner takes off to second base. That is actually Stahl at moving to second base. Brazel grounded out to start the inning. So at the bottom of the order, Adam Werchin, 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error from Marshall in the 4th inning and struck out in the 3rd inning. So Brady Evans will jog back behind the dish. Cade Hare out of Central Alabama Community College. He's a Phoenix City, Alabama native. 5'11" righty, making his 3rd appearance for the Larks this year. Threw 4 innings in 2 games prior to this one, 2 against the A's, 2 against the Batcats. He's given up just 1 hit, walked 3, but struck out just as many, and nobody has scored on Hare. 1 of 2 Central Alabama Trojans on the roster. The other one's Sam Hendon, who's also a pitcher. Hare misses inside here to the DH. Solid second base, one to score. Larks up 13-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Working a great game here. So here we'll go from the stretch to Werchin. This pitch chopped to shortstop Jaslov. And the throw to first base is going to be scooped by LaRue. A nice scoop from the first baseman from Houston Baptist. And Werchin is out for the 2nd time today. And there's 2 away, but a runner is 90 feet from scoring. As we go to the top of the order, Gavin Schmay. I went to the dugout to get water between innings, and in there somebody told Leo that his foul ball was actually fair and it should have been a home run, and Leo just goes, it's baseball, and goes out and jogs to center field. So good attitude from the center fielder. Not too worked up about his foul ball that would have been his first home run of the season. Instead, he worked as a bat, got a single. Hare gets a called strike here. Schmay, the second baseman, doubled in his last at bat. That was in the 4th inning, and he drove in 3 runs on the double. Just outside. Hare has one of the smaller frames on the mound for the Larks. Stands at just 5'11". Freshman delivers home outside. Hare went to Smith Station High School in Phoenix City, Alabama, and played on the Tri-State Arsenal team with Larks left fielder Dylan Dreiling. This one outside. Hare needs to get the zone here. Runner 90 feet from scoring here in the bottom of the 6th. Do it for the Larks in the 7th. Heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 hitters. This one bounces off Evans, and scoring from third base will be Jackson Stahl. Gavin Schmay walks and advances to first base. Stahl scores for the first time today. So it's now a 13-5 ball game here at Everett Middle School. Marks one out away from sending us to the 7th. Looking to get hit out to TJ Ream, but TJ Ream been an elusive out today. 3 for 3 today. All 3 hits are singles. On deck, Cam Uran. Caperon in the hole. First time the Larks and Cougars have faced off this season. In my 4 years as the voice of the Larks, they faced off every year against each other, even when they weren't in the same league. This is the 3rd year that the Larks are in the RMBL with the Denver Cougars. Larks, in the past 2 years, their only 2 years in the RMBL, won the conference both years pretty easily. Schmay gets his lead at first. Hare delivers from the stretch. A nice off-speed. Hangs in the air. Ream sends it off the top of his bat to the backstop. Ream, the shortstop, second in the order. Making plate appearance number 4. Time is granted. OK's given to Hare. Looks over his shoulder at first base at Schmay. There's a decent lead. Hare delivers one low. It's popped to the right side. LaRue gives chase in foul territory. Out of my sight, but Larks dugout gave out a groan when he missed it, like it would have been really nice play if he would have been able to bring it in. Hare, pitcher number 3 of the day for the Larks. Pop fly over the right side will be foul. Hunter Marshall got the start for the Larks, went 3 2/3. He's a Keller, Texas native, played at Keller High and at UTA with Larks legend Matt Kavanaugh, who I see in the chat. Shout out to Matt. Hunter Parker then replaced Marshall, went 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Now Hare's thrown 2/3 of an inning. The run was earned. This one's fouled off the mask of Brady Evans. So we'll stay 0-2 at the count. 0-2 count, 2 away, a 13-5 ball game here in West Denver. Evans sits up outside. This one's lined down the right field line, but it'll be 15 feet foul the foul line. And so we will stay 0-2. Ream doing a good job of working the counts. Not necessarily working the count, working the pitch count of Hare. After going down 0-2, Hare's thrown 17 pitches in this inning. 9 of them have been strikes. Is looking for strikeout number 1 of the day. Won't get it here as it's popped up and out of play again. So Hare still throwing strikes here. Struck out 3 this season through 4 2/3. Wants to make it 4 right here. LaRue holds Schmay at first base. Ream digs back in for another 0-2 delivery. Hare from the stretch. Evans sits up outside. Pitch goes down the middle, and the ball is sent up the middle. And Hare frustrated they got a hit after that long at bat. Ream, 4 for 4, all singles. Schmade is second. Now we go to the 3-hole. Cam Uran. Hayer gets some chatter from the Larks dugout, gives him a smile, and we'll get ready to go to the 3-hole center fielder, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the last inning. 6th hitter of the inning for the Denver Cougars. First delivery high and outside, 1-0. So after throwing so many strikes in that last at bat, doesn't have it in this one. And we'll start the count 1-0. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 6th, 13-5 Larks. Here looks at the runner at second, goes home. This delivery just where Evans wanted it, but we couldn't get a chasing swing out of Uran. So we'll go 2-0 with the count. LaRue no longer holding the runner at first on since there's a runner at second. So the defense is straight up outside again. 3 straight balls from Cade Hare. Larks will be back at this same field tomorrow to take on the Colorado Rough Riders. First pitch at 5:30 Central Time, 4:30 Mountain Time. That'll be game 3 of this 4-game, 4-day road trip. Outside again, and Hare walks him on 4 pitches. So base is loaded with 2 outs. Up and moving in the pen for the Larks should be Cade Brown. It's far away with a couple of fences in front of it, so not sure. We'll let Keith Harper talk to Cade Hare and be back for the continuation of the 6th inning on Larks Network. Base is jacked for Gino Caparon. Cade Hare needs to get an out here. Nice pitch, gets the inside part of the plate. A pitch with some nice spin on it. 0-1 to the count to the cleanup hitter, who reached in innings 2 and 4 and grounded into a double play in inning number 5. Here goes from the stretch. Inside delivery again. This one just a little bit more inside for a called ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 away. In a 13-5 ball game in favor of the Larks. Inside again. This one's popped up, and it'll go out of play. Schmay at third, Ream at second. You ran at first. Batter number 7 of the inning. Hare 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. Martinez on deck, ready to go for Denver. And Cade Hare will hit a batter and was 1 strike away from ending the inning. Instead, we'll get a fresh count, and Denver scores a run. Most painful RBI in baseball right there for Gino Caparon. Schmay scores for the first time today. Ream moves up to third. Uran to second. Caparon to first. Now we go to Alec Martinez, the right fielder. In the original lineup card, he was scheduled to play left field. Some last-minute adjustments moved him to right field. He singled in the second inning. Got to first base, but was left there when Marshall got 3 straight. Hare pitches him outside on the first delivery, 1-0 to the right fielder. fourth plate appearance for Martinez and the third different pitcher he sees. Had 2 plate appearances against Marshall, 1 against Parker, and now 1 against Hare. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes to Martinez. Hare made 12 appearances at Central Alabama this year, all in relief, and makes another relief start for the Larks. Nice off-speed, gets a swing out of Martinez. He swings above it. 2-1 is the count. All 3 appearances for the Larks for Hare have been in relief for the Larks. He's never thrown more than 2 innings. He's thrown 2/3 of one here and seen 7 batters now. This is batter number 8. Outside again, 3-1. Hitter's count for Martinez. He'll dig back into the left-hander's batter's box and command of the count. Four straight Cougars have reached off of Cade Hare. Outside, Hare walks another. Bases will stay loaded. He walks in a run. Martinez picks up his first RBI of the day. Reams scores for the first time today. He ran to second. He ran to third. Caparun to second. Martinez to first. And now we'll go to the 9th batter of the inning. Chase Kazkag was plunked in his last AV. And so Keith Harper calls for a pitching change. And it looks like Cade Brown will jog in from the left field bullpen. If it's not Chris Echeverria, those are the 2 guys scheduled to pitch. We'll let you know who it is after the break. Bottom of the 6th. Larks bring in Pitcher number 4 of the day, it's Chris Echeverria out of the Dominican Republic. Played at Arizona Western Community College. There with Ben Ferenzi, who's out of the lineup today. And Larks pitcher Luke Terbeek, an alumni of Arizona Western. Played for the Matadors there last year before going to MAC-U. This one will miss low, 1-1. Echeverria has some nice stuff on the mound, just sometimes throws too hard and loses command. But his stuff that he throws has some heat and movement. This is appearance number 4 for him. All of them in relief. He's never thrown more than 2 innings. Gets a swing and a miss on an off-speed. Great pitch right there. Chris has given up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 4, and struck out 5. His first appearance was in the home opener against Great Bend. He came in for the 9th inning in an 8-0 ball game and struck out the side. It was a great and loud debut for Chris. This one above the letters. It's a Cascade. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. The lone Cougar to not hit in this inning. Base is still loaded, 2 away. Echeverria 1 strike away from ending the inning. Each team has scored 3 runs. It's 13-7. Or 3 runs in the 6th inning. It's 13-7. This one's popped over the right side. Rice gives chase. And making the catch on the right field line will be Hunter Rawson for out number 3. So Cougars match the Larks' run total in the 6th inning. They pick up 3 themselves. But the Larks will take a 6-run lead to the 7th inning on Larks Network. Tyler LaRue will lead things off for the Larks in the top half of the 7th inning. LaRue, tonight's first baseman. 1 for 4 in the day, has struck out in his last 2 at bats. Sends this one hard to left field. Drops in foul territory in front of the wall. Got a hold of that one. Just a little too eager on the swing. We'll have to wait a little bit longer on his next delivery before he turns his hands on it. LaRue has caught this season. He's played first base this season, and we've seen him in the DH spot. Inside, that one just misses above his Under Armour cleats. LaRue, a Texas native, one of a handful of Texas guys on the Larks, and one of a handful of guys on the Larks that goes to school in Texas. He's a Houston Baptist Husky. This one bounces off the dirt and bounces to the backstop. LaRue looking to get on base for the first time since the 2nd inning. Still Sapikoff on the mound, gets a swing and a miss out of LaRue on a nice pitch on the corner. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out, nobody on. And the top half of the 7th inning, Sapikoff will go from the windup. Misses low. Changes the timing on his windup to throw batters off. Kind of Marcus Stroman-esque. Larks have 14 hits today. Denver has 8. Each team scored 3 runs in the 6th. Larks have scored 4 runs in the 5th and the 2nd. They scored 2 in the 4th. LaRue finds the gap on the left side of the infield, hits it between Ream and Schmey, and has a leadoff single, his 2nd hit of the day. It'll take us to Dylan Dreiling. Dylan 1 for 4 in the day, singled in the last inning and scored after starting out 0 for 3. Dreiling, the Tennessee commit, batting in the 5-hole today. Got the start in left field. LaRue at first base, deceptively fast. Off speed, outside and low. Sitting on deck, Evans with Hutchison in the hole for the Larks. This one does catch the outside plate. Great location from Sapikoff to get a called strike. It was a long 6th inning for both teams. Dreiling takes strike 2 looking, thought about turning on it, holds his hands back, and umpire decides for him that it was a strike. Sapikoff takes a look at LaRue. LaRue extends his lead by 1 step. Doesn't run. This delivery outside again, but an inch or 2 more outside than the last one. So it'll be a called ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Dreiling. Larks looking to keep the momentum going as Dreiling sends this one off of the top of the backstop. Drilling in his 3rd year at the Larks, has never played a complete season with the Larks because he was in high school the past 2 years, so had some other commitments with Tri-State Arsenal. Sapikoff, out of College of the Desert, made 16 appearances for the Roadrunners this year. 2 of them starts, went 2-0. And Dreiling strikes out looking. 2nd strikeout for Sapikoff on the day. 1 away. Sapikoff had a 2.06 ERA for the Roadrunners this past year, striking out 33 through 35 innings. Offsets his front foot, delivers home. Evans sends this one to center field. Drifting back is Uran, and he records out number 2 in deep center. So Evans will be retiring for the first time today. He had 3 walks, and he also reached in the 3rd inning. And he scored 3 times in innings 2, 5, and 6. Runner on first, 2 away for Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison, who's been a dog today, 3 for 4 with 3 home runs. 2 of them 2-run shots, 1 a 3-run shot. That 3-run shot was in the last inning. He's homered in each of the past 2 innings. Outside, 1-0 to Hutchison, a guy that Denver's probably going to be pretty wary of pitching to. After they miss outside, somebody from the Larks dugout yells, "He's scared," about Sapikoff. He doesn't want to give Hutch something to hit. 3 home run day for Hutchison. 1-0 becomes 2-0 after this one misses inside. Towards the hip of Hutch. Sapikoff nods with Kaskak. Looks at LaRue, gets his lead at first base. The 2-0 grounded to the third base side, but it will be foul. We'll go 2-1 with the count to Hutchison. Larks went 5-1 against the Cougars last year. Again, all games were at Larks Park. Hutchison, in his career against the Cougars for the past 2 years, picked up 2 doubles, 11 hits, drove in 2 runs, and scored 7 times. Foul tip off the glove of Kazkak. We'll go 2-2. Larks in 2020 against the Denver Cougars. They split a 4-game homestand in Hayes, winning game 1, 9-2. Brady Rose picked up 2 innings on the mound there, striking out 3. LaRue takes off. Hutchison fouls one off. Larks no stranger to home runs against the Denver Cougars. Last year in Game 2 against the Cougars, on June 19th, Dylan Driley had a 5 RBI game, and 4 of those RBIs came on his grand slam in a 9-3 victory for the Larks. So Hutchison stays alive, 2-2. LaRue will have to go back to first base. Swing and a miss. Zabakov strikes out 2 in the 7th and keeps the Larks off the scoreboard for the first time since the 3rd inning. The Larks will take a 6-run lead to the bottom of the 7th inning here in West Denver. Bottom half of the 7th here in Colorado. Chris Echeverria turns the mound. Fast strike 1. Here to Will Brazel, a veteran of the Cougars. He walked in the 4th inning and is 0 for 2 other than that. Echeverria shakes off Evans 2 times, nods on the 3rd one finally, and the righty from the Dominican Republic will go from the stretch. One hit well to the right side. A leaping LaRue won't bring it in. It'll be a line drive single for Brazel, his first of the game. So that'll take us to the 8-hole Jackson Stall. Reached in the 6th inning and scored. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd to end the inning. So he didn't actually reach, and then he struck out in the 4th inning. Terraria looks over his left shoulder at Brazel at first, decides to check on him. Brazel with kind of a half slide back in safely. So Cade Hare, appearance cut short, throws 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 2 hits and has 3 earned runs and 3 walks. Pitch number 6 from Echeverria misses the zone. So bottom of the 7th, run around first. Nobody out. 6-run lead for Hayes. These two teams will meet again, not on this road trip. It'll be at Larks Park later on in the season for some more Rocky Mountain Baseball League action. The Cougars used to not play the Larks at home. The past 2 years, all the games between the Larks and the Cougars were in Hayes just because Mark Cerullo, the head coach, just was a big fan of the atmosphere at Larks Park, and so he brought the team to Hayes for 4 games in 2020 and 6 games in 2021. Called strike here. 2-1 count, says the home plate umpire. Evans punches his glove, sits up behind the plate. Inside delivery, swing and a miss. No contact from Stahl. Count even, 2-2. On deck, Adam Werchan at the bottom of the order. Larks sporting some brand new uniforms today. This one's lined into right center field. It'll be over the head of Rice at second. And Jimini gets there in time to keep Brazel from going to second, but it's back-to-back singles for the Cougars. Bottom of the order, Adam Werchan to the dish. 0 for 3 on the day. DH reached on an error in the 4th inning and scored. Larks do have a few guys in the bullpen. I don't see anybody throwing. I see Braden Lukehart using bands to get stretched. Cam Walton just standing out there, keeping his southpaw company. Andy Luton walks out the Larks dugout to tell Tyler LaRue to step behind the runner at first base and not hold him on. Evans and Echeverria will have a chat. Evans in his 2nd year behind the dish for the Larks. Keeps it short and sweet with his pitcher. Goes back behind the dish. Denver's left 8 guys on today. They picked up 10 hits. And the Larks have given them 3 extra base runners on errors. They've walked 4 times, and been hit 2 times. Called strike here. Echeverria nods with Evans. Evans sits up right down the pipe. Delivery chopped over the head of Echeverria, and it'll be over the heads of Rice and Jaslov, who both jumped for it. And some miscommunication there allows a run to score on the base hit from Warchan. 13-8 now. Still nobody out. 3 straight singles for the Cougars. Brazel scores. Stahl to third. Runners on the corners. Luton gives Brady Evans his signs behind the plate. Gives out his defensive shift to his defense. And goes and squats back behind the plate. 3 straight singles for the Cougars. They've scored a run. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Echeverria hits the outside low corner, 0-1. It's Gavin Schmay at the plate. Reached in each of his past 2 plate appearances, doubled in the 4th, walked in the 6th, drove in 3 runs on that double, and scored in the 6th inning. Chop over the right side. It's going to be over the head of LaRue. Rice chases into right field, It's going to be another single, 4 straight singles, and they've scored 2 runs. And the tying run is on the on-deck circle now. Four to the plate, 4 singles. Schmay picks up RBI number 4 of the day. Stahl scores for the second time today. Go to the 2-hole, TJ Ream. Larks could use a ground ball here to get a double play. You surely think they'd exchange a run for 2 outs. Ream at the dish. In his past 4 plate appearances, 4 singles. Ground ball past Echeverria. They will get a double play out of it. 4-6-3. Rice to Jazz Love to LaRue. So they did what I thought. Exchange a run for 2 outs, 2 away. Schmay out on the play, and Ream retired for the first time today. Scoring is Wirchin for the second time today. It's a 13-10 ball game. Tying run is in the hole. Called strike here to Cam Uran. Reaching each of his past 2 plate appearances. Evans sits up outside and low. That's where the pitch goes, but far from his glove. 1 ball, 1 strike to the 3-hole center fielder. Do it for the Larks in the 8th inning. 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Rawson, Jeminian, and Rice. Outside part of the plate, called strike 2. 3 pitches, no swings from Uran. Have to protect the plate now. Larks started this game off up 6-0. Since then, Denver has scored 10, and we've scored 7. It's 13-10 Hayes. Half swing there from Uran, just trying to protect the plate and keep the at-bat alive. Now we do have somebody warming up in the pen for the Larks. Chop over to the right side. Rice moves in, waits on it, fields it at the letters, throws to first in time. Cougars get a trio of runs after 4 straight singles to start off the 7th inning. They'll be down by 3 still as we move to the 8th. Larks 13, Cougars 10. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned into Larks Network. Top of the 8th, here we go. Leading it off will be Hunter Rawson. First pitch, he has to move his hips out of the way of to avoid getting hit. 1-0 to Rawson, the right fielder from UTA. Still Sapikoff on the mound. He's thrown 2 innings, 42 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 4 hits. Jiminian on deck with Rice in the hole. That's Tanner Rice you see on your screen right now, giving a wave to the camera. Sabikoff delivers home. Rawson waits a while on it, fouls it back. John Pelican started the game for the Cougars through 4 innings. Gave up 7 earned runs, striking out 4, walking 3. Then Nichols came in through a third of an inning. Gave up 3 earned runs. Palmer Hutchison hit a home run off of him after he hit 2 home runs off of Pelican. Then Rodriguez came in through 2/3 of an inning and had 2 earned runs. Sapikoff and then replaced Rodriguez after Rodriguez 2/3 of an inning, striking out 3, giving up 1 earned run. Inside delivery to Rawson. It'll miss the zone. Cougars dugout insists that Rawson knew that it was a strike. Rawson shakes his head at him. This one misses low for a second straight ball. Rawson on the day, 1 for 4, struck out a pair of times and doubled and scored. Sapikoff can go from the windup to him. Rawson sends this one into deep center field. Moving back is Uran. He's looking up at the warning track, reaches, falls into the wall, and records out number 1 on one struck well. So tough luck for Rawson right there, just a little bit more oomph, and he would have had a home run. 13-10 Larks, 1 away, top of the 8th, base is empty. So we go to the bottom of the order. Leo Jiminian, reaching each of his last 2 plate appearances. Flew out to left field in the 2nd, grounded out in the 3rd. Then he walked in the 5th and then singled in the 6th inning. He scored in that 5th inning after that walk on a wild pitch and is looking for hit number 2 over the past 3 innings. This one will miss the zone. 1-0 to Jiminian. Rice on deck. Jaslov in the hole for the Larks. Looking to win their 5th of their last 6. Jiminian up in the count. So, kind of relaxing that right-hander's batter's box. One at his knees over the plate. He sends to right center field. Uran moves back. It's off the wall. And it'll be a stand-up double for Leo Jiminian on one that was well struck to right center. Larks have been sending them deep today. That one just quite didn't get out, and it'll be a double for Jiminian. Now, 2 of his last 2 and reaching his last 3 plate appearances. Takes us to the top of the order to Tanner Rice. Jiminian had a day off yesterday, and so did Rice. Rice 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a walk. He's reached in 4 of his 5 plate appearances. So if his coach at UTA wanted him to get reps this summer at the plate, he's surely getting them today. Plate appearance number 6, and we're only 1 out into inning number 8. So one misses the outside corner to Rice. Rice's all 3 of his hits are singles. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, and then 1 in the 6th. This one does catch the outside part of the plate, called strike. Jiminian gets his lead at second base. Rice waits patiently in the left-hander's batter's box, waits on 1, swings at it. No contact, strike 2. 2-2 count, 1 away, runner in scoring position at second base, and Leo Jiminian. Cade Brown warming up in the pen for the Larks should he come in. The bottom of the 8th, it would put him in a save situation if he can go 2 innings. Rice swings at one outside, and will be out for the first time since the second inning. Still a great day for Rice, 3 of 5 with a walk and 2 runs. 2 away, runner at second for Austin Jaslov. Jaslov looking for hit number 1 of the day. He scored a run and hits one to the third baseman on the ground. Schmay eats it, throws across the diamond in time. Larks get a double from Leo Jiminian off the wall, but can't bring him home. Cougars have scored 3 in each of the past 2 innings, and they're going to want to do it in the bottom half. Down by 3, 13-10 Larks. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Bottom half of the 8th inning, Chris Echeverria returns to the mound. Some new signs from Evans. Evans gives it to him, and Echeverria agrees with it. Leading off is Caparone, swings and misses at one, loses his sliding mitt out of his back pocket, down the count 0-1. He was plunked in the last inning, grounded into a double play in the 5th, and then reached on air in the 4th. He was plunked in the 6th, his last at bat, not the last inning. Called strike 2. Echeverria has thrown a 1 1/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, no walks, no strikeouts, 3 runs earned. This one off speed high. 1-2. Some life from the Cougars dugout that wasn't there earlier in the game when they were down 6-0 and then down 8-4 and then 11-4, but they've scored 6 unanswered runs and are down by just 3. 2-2 counts. Martinez on deck, Kaskak in the hole for the Cougars, who are 5-1 on the season. Echeverria from the stretch. This one's well struck to left center. Jiminian gives chase and makes a nice catch on the run. And that's where having Jiminian in his speed is so great for the Larks. Saved the Larks from extra bases and robs Cabaron from extra bases. So now we go to Alec Martinez, the 5 hole. walked in his last plate appearance after going 0 for 2 before that, but he also had a double back in the second inning, so he's 1 for 3 on the day. Reached base twice, drove in a run on that double back in the second inning. Actually didn't, drove in the run on his walk in the sixth inning. Cougars down to their final 5 outs, down by 3. Echeverria misses outside on a breaking ball, 1-0. 27 pitches from Echeverria, 19 in the zone. Throwing strikes just above 2/3 of his pitches. Outside, Martinez starts off this count 2-0, just like he did in his last plate appearance. Echeverria nods at Evans. Evans sits up outside. Pitch goes outside. Martinez fouls it off. 2-1. Kaskag on deck. Brazel in the hole for the Cougars. Defense for the Larks straight up. Same defensive lineman as they started the game out with. Outfield playing deep in a shallow ballpark. This one just misses low below the knees of Martinez. Tough call that Echeverria wanted. 3-1 hitters count for the right fielder. Stands in left-hander's batter's box versus the righty. Three-one home, grounded to the shortstop. Jaslov shuffles left, throws to first, but pulls LaRue off the bag. Had he gunned there accurately, would have been in time. And Martinez reaches. See if it's ruled a hit or not. Still no sign of that, so we'll move on to Kaskag and we'll get an update there. And it is ruled an E6 on Austin Jaslov. Martinez aboard for the third time. Tying run on deck. As Kaskag comes to the plate, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Held up a swing. Evans slides right and blocks it. Keeps Martinez at first base, doing a great job behind the plate. Looks like Brown is done warming up in left field. This is where I would bring him in. One 0 home, swing and a miss. Good pitch from Echeverria. Righty versus righty. Echeverria looks over his shoulder at Martinez. Checks on him. Throw is accurate, but sliding in safely is Martinez. Pitch home, swing and a miss, number 2. And Echeverria 1 strike away from his first strikeout of the day. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, runner on first in the bottom of the 8th. Larks up by 3. Check over at first, not in time. LaRue's had a great game defensively at first base. Scooping balls off the dirt and keeping them in his glove. He's been put off the bag a few times, but he's not 7 foot tall. 1-2 home, popped over to the right side. LaRue moves in front of the bag and records out number 2 in fair territory. Kaskag now 0 for 3. Cougars down to their final 4 outs. Will Brazel to the dish. He singled in the last inning and scored. Walked in the 4th inning and scored there too. Do it for the Larks in the 9th inning, 2, 3, and 4. 3, 4, and 5, I do believe, Terosian, LaRue, and Dreiling. 2-way Martinez wanted to move from first. Echeverria wants to keep him there. Check over, not in time. Count will stay 1-0 to Brazel. Stall on deck if they need him. The nod. This one outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Larks have picked up 13 runs on 16 hits. Denver 10 runs on 12 hits. Off speed comes in with a much bigger change in velocity than the last pitch. But it is a called strike on the changeup from Echeverria. Evans blocks this one nicely. Keeps Martinez from moving to second. 3-1 hitters count for Brazel. Echeverria gives Evans a nod. Evans pounds his glove and we'll get ready to go. 3-1, but Brazel calls time first. Take one practice swing, change up the pace of the game, and we'll go 3-1. Hitters count delivery. Outside, Brazel walks for the second time today. Larks going to stick with Echeverria and try to get out of the inning. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Hayes up by 3, tying run at the plate. This is Jackson Stahl at the plate. He singled in his last at bat and reached in the 6th inning too. And scored in innings 6 and 7. Fouls this one over to the left side. Down 0-1. Look at a new ball here. No balls, 1 strike. 2 guys on base, 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike. This one's right down the pipe and line straight back, 0-2. Larks 1 strike away from sending us to the top of the 9th, up by 3. Echeverria gets set, looks for strikeout number 1 of the day, the 0-2 home. Fouled off of Evans. It was off his chest protector. Had it been to his glove, would have ended the inning. So Stahl will stay alive. Echeverria home. Nice off speed. Grounded up the middle. Jaslov scoops it and tags second himself for out number 3. Cougars are kept off the scoreboard for the first time since the 5th inning, and they will be down by 3 as the Larks look for some insurance runs in the top of the 9th. Top of the ninth for the Larks, Jack Tarosian will lead it off for Hayes. 2 for 3 on the day with a walk, a single, and a home run. A 1 run scored, 2 runs driven in. Both runs on the home run. Still Sapikoff on the mound for the Denver Cougars. One and 0. Correction, 3-0. I don't know why I said 1-0. That one just ran outside and low. See if Tarosian's given the green light. Won't matter. Watches one off the plate and walks for the second time today. They'll take us to Tyler LaRue. LaRue, 2 singles on the day, 1 in his last at bat in the 7th inning. He's driven in 1, and Mark Cerullo will be out of the dugout and have a chat with his pitcher Sapikoff. We'll take a quick pause and be back. Tyler LaRue at the dish. Jack Tarosian works himself out of a pickle. Slid under the tag and ran its perfection. He has speed, and they're going to check on him. He's back in head first safely. Oh, 0-1 count reads the game changer to LaRue. LaRue sends one up the middle. It's picked up by Ream. And then there'll be a fumble transaction to second base. Jack Tarosian is safe at second. 2 on, nobody out. LaRue safe at first. Tarosian at second. Dylan Dreiling to the dish. Dreiling had a home run against Denver last year. We'll see what he can do here. He struck out in his last at-bat and singled in the one before that and came around to score. Sapikoff still in the mound, catches the outside part of the plate, called strike. This one's lined to the backstop. We'll go 0-2 at the count. Sapikoff will spin around and look Tarosian back to the second base bag, but nobody there covering. Huge shift up the middle. Stoll really close to the first base side. So Drowning can put something up the middle and get Terosian home from second. Waits on one, fouls it off to stay alive. Evans on deck with Hutchison in the hole for the Larks. Looking for some insurance runs in the ninth inning. Time called. Inside, it goes off the leg of the umpire. Kaskak loses it again, and runners advance 90 feet. LaRue at second. Terosian at third. Allen can bring both guys home with one swing here. We'll have to protect the plate with 2 strikes on him. Sends one over the right side. Infield was playing in. Good job of Stahl to keep the runners where they're at. Get Drelling out at first base. Evans to the plate now. Walked in 3 of his first 4 plate appearances. And reached in the 3rd inning as well. Flew out in the 7th inning. He scored 3 times. All 3 runs came from Palmer Hutchison home runs. Sabikoff delivers inside to Evans. Evans is second-year Lark, spent 3 years at Murray State. Made a run to the JUCO World Series this year. Came up short of the title, but still had a great year. Two 2-0 as this one runs outside. Open base at first, but don't want to be letting Evans get there on a walk because then you got Hutchison to follow him up. This one goes outside again. 3 straight balls to Evans. .3-0 home. Evans has the green light, sends it to right center field. A diving effort from Martinez is going to come up short. Evans is going to have a 2 RBI double. 5-run lead for the Larks now. Terosian scores from third. LaRue from second. LaRue scores for the first time today. Terosian for the second time. Now every Lark has scored in the lineup. Evans picks up 2 RBIs. 2 RBI, 3-run day for Evans. And he's been aboard 5 times. Great day for the catcher from Murray State College. And we're going to get a pitching change for the Denver Cougars. And take a quick break in the game. That's been going on long late.
Where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! For the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the
Dangerous hitter at the dish and Palmer Hutchison for new pitcher Sushi Scott into the game. Pitcher number 5 for the Denver Cougars. Strike one called here to Hutchison. Hutchison 3 of 5 with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Scott takes a couple looks at Evans, delivers home, off speed. Hutchison turns on it, no contact. No balls, 2 strikes. Scott making his 5th appearance of the season. He's thrown 7 innings, has an ERA of 5.14. Struck out 10, walked just 1 through 7 innings. Off-speed misses the outside corner. 1-2. Scott's given up 7 hits and has 4 earned runs. Batters are hitting .250 against him this year. Takes a pause, delivers home to Hutchison. This one drops low. Evans will have to stay at second base. Kaskak blocks it. Evans in scoring position at second base. 1 away in the top of the 9th. Larks have scored 2 runs this inning, and they're up 15-10. Hutchison hits this one over the head of a leaping Stahl. Evans was waiting at second base. In case it was caught, and will only go up to third base on the single from Hutchison. 4-hit day with 3 home runs for Palmer Hutchison. Runners on the corners, 1 away for Hunter Rawson. Rawson looking for his first hit since the 2nd inning. He's 0 for his last 4 with 2 flyouts to center field and 2 strikeouts. That last flyout was hit well to right center field, but Uran made the catch and slammed into the wall. Call strike 1 to Rawson. Single from Hutchison was the 18th hit of the day for the Larks. Scott delivers home. Rawson tips in the glove of the catcher Kaskak. No balls, 2 strikes to the UTA Maverick. Scott looks over his shoulder at first base to keep Hutch honest. Delivers home. The 0-2 swung on a miss. Rawson given the hat trick now. 2 strikeouts, swinging, 1 looking. That takes us to the bottom of the order, Leo Juminian. Juminian started off 0 for 2 with a flyout to left and a ground out to Schmey at third base. Since then, he's 2-2 with a walk, too. Singled in the 6th, doubled in the 8th. He scored a run back in the 5th inning after he walked. Outside and low to Frenchie, 1-0. Game now at the 3.5-hour mark. Outside 2-0 to Juminian. Off-speed hangs in the air. Leo thought about twisting on it, but stayed back. 3-0. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Leo, green light on the 3-0. Sends it into left field. It'll drop. Evans will move up 90 feet to score, and Hutchison 90 feet to second base. Leo, 2 singles and a double, and a walk on the day. Picks up RBI number 1. Brady Evans scores for the 4th time today. And Larks now up 16-10. Tanner Rice digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Having a good day. Been aboard 4 times, 3 singles and a walk. Scored twice in the 4th and the 5th inning. Pop fly out of play. Jiminian at first, Hutchison at second. Jazov on deck should the Larks need him. Fly ball to the left side, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Rice. Due for the Cougars, trying to get at least 6 in the bottom of the 9th. Werchan, Schmey, and Ream. Scott gives his catcher Cascock a nod and delivers home. Rice sends this one up the middle. It's going to drop in the grass. Hutchison's going to be sent home. Jiminian has the seconds, and it is going to be a 4-run 9th inning for the Larks. Rice picks up his first RBI of the day. Hutchison scores for the 4th time. First time he scores where he didn't drive himself in. Two on, 2 out. Top of the 9th. Larks up 17-10 now. Palmer Hutchison came into this game with no home runs. He's going to leave with 3. Walked in with 3 runs driven in. He's going to leave with 10. And also is going to go from 4 runs to 8 runs scored on the season. 7-run lead for the Larks. The 3rd inning, they've scored 4 runs in. Jaslove timing off on this swing. Jiminian at second, Rice at first, nobody holding him on. Pop fly sent to the right side and out of play. So Jaslove will have to protect with 2 strikes on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scott has 1 earned run through 1/3. Almost hits Jaslove here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jaslove, the 9th hitter of the inning for the Larks, who now have 20 hits on the day. He rips this one to left field, but it's going to be foul as Cade Brown walks from the bullpen to the dugout. Like we see the Oklahoma Sooner take over on the mound for the 9th. Won't be a save situation since the Larks picked up 4 runs and counting. Jaslove been aboard 2 times today. 3 times, excuse me. Nope, I was right. 2 times. And he scored both times he reached base. Calls time here before Scott delivers. Scott gets set the delivery. Rope down the left field line. It is going to be foul. Second time Jaslove just a little bit too early on the swing and put it in foul territory. Two home. Jaslove sends it into right center field. It's going to get down. Jiminian's going to score. Rice rounds 3rd. He's going to head for home. And Jaslove is in safely at 3rd base. It's a triple for Austin Jaslove. And all of a sudden, after Cougars were looking like they were going to make a comeback. Larks are 1 run away from a run rule again. First triple of the season for Jaslov. 4 singles, 2 doubles, a home run, and now a triple. And the Larks have batted around. Jack Tarosian comes to the dish. Jaslov has 3 RBIs on the day now and 8 on the season. Good confidence-boosting game for the Larks after having a rough outing yesterday. Rice scores run number 3 today. Jiminian scores run number 2 of the day. Call strike here to Jack Tarosian, who started this inning out with a walk. Plate appearance number 7 for Tarosian. Call strike 2. Larks just keep the line moving. They've scored 6 runs here in the 9th inning. On 9 batters, they have 21 hits now on the day. 0-2 outside, 1-2. Tarosian late on the swing, sends to the left side, foul. Like I said, Larks will be back here tomorrow. Take on the Colorado Rough Riders. You can catch that game, internet allowing, on Larks Network. 1-2. Swung on, foul tipped in the glove of Kaskak. And the long 9th inning will come to an end. Larks bring 10 to the plate. They score 6 runs and take a 9-run lead to the bottom half of the 9th. Looking to end the game. Bottom of the 9th we go. Cade Brown will take over on the rubber, make his 2nd appearance of the season on the rubber for the Larks. First delivery from the Oklahoma Sooner, misses the zone. 1-0. Leading off is the bottom of the order, Adam Werchan. Singled in the 7th in his last plate appearance and has scored 2 runs today. Off-speed from Cade in the zone, called strike. Cade, a 6'4" junior from the University of Oklahoma. He's a Franklin, Tennessee native. Last year for the Larks, Cade made 15 appearances, 10 in relief, 5 starts, 4-1 record, striking out 55 through 32 flat innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the DH. Brown was second in strikeouts with 55, second in saves, and was tied for the most appearances with 15. Had a great year, whip at 1.23, just 14 earned runs. Line drive down the right field line is going to be fouled out of play. Larks are already packing stuff up on the dugout. They just want 3 outs and want to go back to the hotel and get out of here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on, bottom of the 9th. 19-10 Larks. Brown is yet to pitch at the University of Oklahoma, but before he transferred to OU, he was at the University of San Diego in 2019. Line drive over a leaping Hutchison, where Chan's going to have extra bases as it rolls to the grass, through the grass. And he will be in safely on a good throw from Dreiling. Leadoff double. Now we go to Gavin Schmay. Been aboard in his 3 last plate appearances, a walk, a single, and a double. Brown at the University of San Diego, 19 appearances, 16 in relief, 2-1 record. Struck out at 18 through 28 and 2/3, also picked up a save. Schmay at the top of the order, the second baseman, making plate appearance number 6. Delivery from Brown outside, 1-0. Pop fly over to the left side, foul. Brown given the okay to deliver. Looks at the runner at second. 6'4" righty delivers from the stretch, low. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gavin Schmay. Ream on deck. You ran in the hole. Pop fly over the left side. Dylan Dreiling drifts right, moves in. As they record out number 1 of the 9th. 1 away, runner in scoring position at second base for TJ Ream. Ream started the day off 4 for 4 with 4 singles and a run scored, and then grounded into a double play in the 7th. It was a big double play from Jaslove, Rice, and LaRue off the hand of Chris Echeverria. Cougars down to the last out, 2 outs, down by 9. Off-speed check swing, and it'll be a strike to Ream. Ream, the shortstop, batting second for the 5-1 Cougars. Ground ball up the middle. Brown reaches up his bare hand. Won't make the play on it. Rice does a hop throw to first base. It gets past LaRue. Will have been a tough play regardless. Cougars score a run. Deficit is cut to 8. Larks starting to shake in their boots. So Ream will be safe at first. And Warchan scores for the 3rd time today. Scored in the 4th, 7th, and 9th. Pitching and defense, not the name of the game today. Combined 30 runs have scored. This one misses low. Here to Cam Uran. This one will miss the zone, 2-0. Larks would sure like a double play to get out of the inning and go home, and the broadcaster would like one too. 2 count, 1 away, runner at first base, bottom of the ninth. Larks up by 8. This one just misses inside, 3-0. This game approaching the 4-hour mark. Called strike 1 on a pitch that catches the corner. 3-1 hitters count for Uran. Caperon on deck. Martinez in the hole. This one's hit to center field. It's going to drop for a base hit, and the game keeps going. Uran keeps things alive. We'll go to Gino. Caperon lined out to Leo Geminian on one that was well struck, but Geminian just really fast and got to it for out number 1 of the 8th. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Called strike 1, nice pitch from Brown. Sergio Ferreira now out of the game, finishes his day 2 1/3, 3 earned runs, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Brown sits up, goes from the stretch. This one misses outside. Nice pitch from Brown over the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown looking for strikeout number 2 of the season. Through 1 inning against the Batcats in the season opener, home opener I should say. Struck out 1, no hits, no runs, no walks. Swing and a miss, strikeout number 2 of the year for Cade Brown. And strikeout number 57 in his career as a Lark. That takes us to Alec Martinez. He's been aboard 3 times today. Drove in a run back in the 6th inning. Reached on an errant throw in the 8th. And singled in the 2nd. Cougars down to the last out. This one misses inside towards the feet of Martinez. 1-0. Cougars scored 1 already in this inning. They're looking for 8 more. 19-11 Larks. Brown misses outside, 2-0 to Martinez. Complete opposite of the last pitch, low and inside, this one high and outside. Goes from the feet to the high outside corner miss. This one's hit to the right field side. It's going to get to Rice, who throws home. And they'll keep the runners where they're at. Bases loaded. Alec Martinez keeps the game alive. Bases jacked for Chase Kaskak. 0 for 3 on the day. Was hit in the 4th inning and scored. Brown wants to make him the last out and go home. This one above the letters, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Larks will take on the Colorado Rough Riders tomorrow afternoon/evening. It'll be a 5:30 game if you're in Kansas. 5:30 Central Time, 4:30 Mountain Time. Outside, Brown misses the zone here. 2-1. Then Larks will take on the game day Angels on Monday. First pitch, 8 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And have Tuesday off before they take on the Rough Riders in Hayes. 2-1 home, swing and a miss, 2-2, and Cougars down to their final strike. Down by 8. Bases jacked, 2 away, 2-2 counts. Bottom of the ninth. Brown ready to end it here. The 2-2 home runs outside. Full counts. Well, full count with 2 away in the bottom of the ninth. But the bases loaded is a situation you normally dream of. Normally it's in the World Series and you're not down by 8. Runners take off. This one's hit well to left field. Drowling moves back, and he's going to slow up and reach up for out number 3 on the ball that was well struck to left field, and the game will be over. The Larks win it 19-11 and a 4-hour ball game, and will take on the Colorado Rough Riders tomorrow at 5:30 Central Time, 4:30 Mountain Time. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. But Larks win their 5th of their last 6. They're now 5-2 on the season, 2-1 in league play. Cougars fall to 5-2, 2-2 in league play. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 Central Time, 4:30 Mountain Time, right here on Larks Network. This has been Carson Ackerman on the call. Thank you for tuning in. Larks win it 19-11 against the Denver Cougars.